Hello there. Tonight's brush will be my Simply Beautiful Pure Badger. And tonight's soap is a sample. It's First Canadian Shave Soap Company's Bay Rum and Limes. It smells pretty doggone good. As a sample, we'll see what it does once we lather. Let's go ahead and drop down. And it seems like it's lathering pretty much the way all First Canadian soap seems to lather, which means pretty good, pretty easily done. It needs a little more water. I'm beginning to start I used to start shaving with a pretty damp brush. I guess evolving a little bit. I'm beginning to shave with a little, or start loading a brush drier. Either way works. I used to come at it with a fairly damp brush and no problems with that. I just started doing it a little bit lighter, or a little bit drier rather, one time with a couple of different soaps, and like the results. So it does take a little bit more time. Than the wetter, the damper brush method. But that's all right. Any way that works for somebody is just fine. And there are soaps that I would come at with a damper brush just simply because I know that those soaps are very thirsty to start with, and it just saves time if you hit them with a damp brush to start with, because you're going to add water. They're going to want it and you're going to need it because they tend to be thirsty. And sometimes you just go ahead and start it out that way so that it's less work. But this is wonderful lather. It's coming up really nice. Been pretty busy. I let quite a few days go. I just posted my comprehensive beginner DE shaving video, and I did 4 or 5 days between the last video and that one. But I've been busy resolving issues with my vehicle, working on one of my guitars, learning new songs. Just most of my spare time has been taken up with things like that, and I just didn't take the time to do the videos because I was busy with stuff like that. I love this little Simply Beautiful Pure. To me, I know a lot of people, if they were to, they go, oh, it's so horrible, it's scratchy. I like that. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know what it is. There's because I love really, really soft brushes as well. That's a lovely scent. There's almost a spearmint quality to this soap. I don't know whether it's got mint or menthol. It doesn't feel like it's got, if it does a lot, it might have just a little. But it smells pretty good, and I like it. So tonight's razor, I don't know if you can see that, is my Black Handle Super Speed. And we're going to use a new feather blade. Let me load it real quick. I haven't shaved in a couple of days, actually. Like I said, been busy with everything. And I've also been trying to go to sleep earlier. I'm kind of a night owl. And I've been trying to tame that a bit. With some success. And it helps me to feel a little bit better if I get a little bit more sleep. So I would be up late shaving, and now it's 20 after 10. I want to give a shout out to Erica Lynn Salmon. She, some of you guys that watch my videos know I posted a video last week or so. My van was making a god-awful noise. And I couldn't figure out what it was. I'm not a mechanic of any stripe. You know, I can work on a $26 million aircraft, but I can't fix my own car. Anyway, I digress. She was one of several people that chimed in on that. She sent me a private message with quite an extensive list of things I might check, and basically made sure I understood, you know, that if she could help in any way to help me diagnose what was going on, that she would be glad to. And I really appreciate that. Erica, thank you for being nice enough to go a little bit further. I appreciate it. Cody Gerhardt has been asking a couple of times. I talked to him privately, but obviously I didn't get him enough help. It's really difficult to do with things like angle and pressure and stuff like that, and when you're doing it long distance. But he was having trouble, and he's been posting the last week. He's having trouble with angle on a Tech razor, and all I can say, Cody, any of these, particularly the upward stroke, you want to find that angle. And the thing of it is, this is pretty much the angle for the Super Speed, and the Tech will be similar. But what I would tell you, the best that I can really do for you is when you start to do this south to north pass, if you can't hear those whiskers being cut, and you can't feel the blade, then you need to adjust the angle until you can feel that blade cutting. That's pretty much it. That's the best anybody's going to be able to do for you to let you know angle-wise. Is you're going to have, if you can't feel the blade cutting, you got the wrong angle. If you can't hear even fairly quietly the razor cutting hair, then it's not cutting. And you need to adjust your angle one way or another till you can feel that razor cut. Lovely shave. Fantastic. Nice and close and smooth in 2 passes. Love that razor. That's my favorite vintage DE that ever was made, is that right there. Just simple black handle flare tip, super speed. Really mild but efficient razor. If you pay attention to the angle. Just like with most of the vintage and some of the newer, the milder, like the DE89, stuff like that, you need to watch that angle and find it. And you know, the best place I would point you to is Manic 59. Does a good job of it, but you're going to have to take, I'm going to use Jason Moore, some Irish Guys Shaving Soap Company's Bog Water. This goes really well with a Bay Rum scent. So does actually Pernod Clubman. But anyway, once you see what's going on, then you're just going to have to move that handle. You're going to have to move that handle this way or that till you can feel that blade cut. That's pretty much all anybody's going to be able to tell you. So, all right. Thank you guys for coming along for the shave. Bless you. And I'll see you again later.